first to worst Twitch has it up and running. Alright, it looks good. Start whenever you're ready.
Cool. Alright, thank you very much.
Alright, Fappingson is properly deafened. I'm gonna mess around with audio for a second as he goes into this first hold with a, looks like a bolt action rifle firing 308. Not many people take bolt action for the first time, but it is a good roll for the red dot sight alone, and some people can use slide bolting to an immense amount of effect. In the meantime, I'm going to be seeing something real quick. Alright. Now time to mess with audio. Taking out the first supply point challenge pretty quickly. Looks like he is using either quick bolting or slide bolting to get a really good rate of fire there. We check in the ammunition types here. Looks like he didn't get anything he likes, so he's going to throw that away very quickly as he rolls a one-point revolver. The 454 Castle revolver. It holds 5 rounds of a very powerful round. Very good against flesh, and with the penetrator rounds, very good against armor. Moving through now to the first hold point. Looks like it's going to be an orange room. Also known as Cursed Ladder by a few. Looks like he's looking for the 2 Sosigs in there. One on the left, one on the right. Taking out the right one first. And the second one with no problems at all.
Interfacing with system node. Hold this position. Analyzing system.
Alright. Going into the first hold now, it's going to be static encryption with 2 Sosigs coming in. Gonna mess with audio a little bit to get that higher, and it sounds like it should be good. Alright. Yep, sounds good to me. So, now we are going to be watching this live. Taking out the second and third waves there. He goes in for the only 3 static encryptions that round. A very good roll because that was the minimum there.
Hold successful. Data extracted. 3 override tokens found.
The supply point is very close to the hold point, so not much traveling needed to be done there. Could be rolling for a 1-point pistol, what it looks like. And picks up the encryption. Oh, tries to load with 454 Castle rounds. Not exactly the best option there. Still getting bad ammunition rolls, or just FMJ. And no, that was actually a break action shotgun. 1-point guns are actually pretty good rolls, seeing as you can get them basically for free, since you can recycle them for 1 point back at any of the recycling stations. So, however, that's not really a common strategy used here. Might go for the leg shot, but nope. Just going straight for a headshot. In for the double tap. Quick bolting's causing a bit of issues there with the accuracy, but nothing too bad. Ooh, rerolling and getting a UMP 45. Not bad. Not a bad use of 4 points, shooting the 45 caliber, or 45 ACP. Pretty good damage, and very good ammunition rolls if you get something along the lines of armor-piercing incendiary. Here are a couple patrols chilling out around here. That is true. I did not send out the ping. Let me do that real quick. I am streaming. This actually is being streamed through Discord, so I'm going to have to do that on a different device real quick. Going through Red Room now, taking out a couple patrols. Looks like he's going to be ignoring some of those guys out in the distance, seeing as the 45 does not like to reach out very far with those iron sights. Getting plus P hollow points. A very good roll there. Contemplating getting another gun, but doesn't do anything. It is showing the wrong runner. That's another one. Let me see that real quick. updated that there and got that fixed. Alright, we look good now. Alright. And sorry again about the silence for a moment. As I am getting into the... As I am sending out the ping now. That's good to go. Looks like coming back in for another check of the ammo. Still plus P hollow points. Very, very good rolls in the second round. That SMG can take him pretty far if he uses it correctly. Fired on the spot. Yep, I understand. I will. This appears to be my last time on air, and I'll use it well. Alright. Going through to the second take right now. Looks like he's only gonna have to take out one of the guys, as he picked off a couple earlier. Moving into the second hold position now. Dealing with another wave of 2 in the beginning, which is going to be increasing up to 3, so it's going to be his largest wave yet. See how he handles that pressure. Holding in a very interesting corner right here. It looks like he's able to hit basically every single spot from where he's at. However, it does leave him a little bit exposed. Ripping through wave 3, those hollow points on the heads are absolutely decimating, but not doing as much damage towards the torsos. Another incredible roll there with the hardened encryptions, getting only 3 again. He's seeming to be able to get the minimum rolls to get these out very quickly. Moving on to the rounds of 3. Very quickly. Moving on to the rounds of 3.
Override tokens found. Advance to next system node and take it.
Quickly.
Override token found.
Not back. It should be back. This is just going to be troubleshooting internet the stream. Alright, it looks like it's back up now. That was very strange. Okay, glad it's back. I was seeing the chat for a moment, but it... Well, moving into the third supply point now, or the third take now. Playing a little bit of Ring Around the Rosie with the sig behind that pillar there. Taking out the next supply room pretty fast. If it happens again, I would say yes, Baldrickk. Although it should not. Possibly could be rolling another 3-point SMG, though decides against it as the UMP-45 has more than enough stopping power to take out, well, everything that he's already been thrown at. Now he's dealing with shields for the first time, doesn't have any armor-piercing options, so he's going to be either flanking or aiming for the eye-slit. Options that are, apparently, he's going to be aiming for the eye-slit and does a very good job of just taking him out. Rolling for wave 2 now. missing until some of the last rounds, but still managing to take out the shield without too much issue. Harden spawn in. It's a fairly large roll here. Looks like he needs to reload, but he pulls out the revolver instead. There's still one left, and he drops the magazine, or drops the chamber from his revolver, or from his cylinder, and he switches. A little bit of frustration. Looks like a little bit of flustering there, but still doing a pretty good job.
Analyzing system.
Reloading his UMP-45 there for use again. Taking out the next wave. This wave spawns 2 rifle wieners at each hold point, so it's not the most difficult of waves. Anything with low penetration power was not going to do too well, but the plus P is phenomenal against these guys. Did he just try to use better hands? It appears he did. Either that or he thought that the UMP-45 has a magazine drop. Swarm encryption spawning in, taking those guys out. Oh, having some trouble with the last one there, but getting through it and getting the last one pretty quick.
Advancing to next system layer. Analyzing system.
Final wave here is going to be dealing with the recursive encryptions and SOSIG spawning from 3 different spawns. So, looking at that. Alright. Having a couple audio issues, but nothing too bad. Taking out these waves very well, managing to fight only one at a time. Looks like he's got a couple of strats down for this one. No, as of right now, I don't think that they're going to be modded. I do not believe that we have any plans for modded runs, especially not in the main tournament. First recursive encryption down. Oh, it hits it, so it goes up on the other side. So he has to do a little bit of maneuvering, but takes that one out.
Hold successful. Data extracted. 5
Successful
override
third hold.
codes
And he's
found.
going into the next supply point.
Advance to next system node and take it.
Taking out the 2 wieners there. Doesn't actually need any extra health there, so hasn't been taking too many hits. Could be getting a 6-point AR, or he could just be waiting to see something more of a battle rifle or a higher capacity assault rifle. Takes out this patrol. Dealing with the iron sights at range is not too bad. He's doing a very good job, but a red dot sight would probably serve him very well, seeing as he does have one on his bolt action rifle. Going through Red Room once again. Remembering the days of Seed 5, and in this case it's going to be Seed 2 as we go right back into Red Room. A little bit of frame dropping, but nothing too bad. Grabbing a 6-point AR, gets 10 round 7.62. The AKM. Or actually, I believe that's 20 round 7.62. Yeah, that's 20 round 7.62. A pretty good gun overall. 7.62 kicked a lot of ass. The round is big, the penetration power is bigger, and it is just keeps giving out the hits. Gonna be rolling a new one. Yeah, 10 round is a little bit smaller than that one. And we shall see. I believe that's Black Tip, which is definitely a good roll for him to have. Armor piercing 7.62. Even in a 10 round magazine, you now have a DMR. Not as good as any of the battle rifles, but still, you're about on the tail end of an intermediate round, going into a full caliber rifle round. I'm wondering why he didn't try re-rolling his 45, unless I just missed that. API here would be beautiful, or even plus P. Ooh, double tapping that so sick right there. Looks like he's having a good amount of fun with this gun.
Hold this position.
The ergonomics on the AK is a little bit weird, but... yeah, plus B hollow points are great, but against any sort of armor for that 45, against any sort of armor, they're going to be starting to fail unless you hit them directly in the face. However, now he's dealing with the rounds of 4 Sosigs coming through here. This is the only time you're going to be dealing with that many at one time, spawning at the same time. But having some trouble getting rid of that encryption there. Recursive is having a bit of issue with that elevated site, but not too much of a problem, as he looks like he ran out of ammo, so that might actually be the 10 rounds. Yeah, I believe I'm completely wrong. And yeah, as Baldrick, the hollow points do stun armor very well. Looks like he forgot about the turning around to get that last guy, but shoots him through a barricade in a pretty good move. So one that is not used too often, especially against these Sosigs, but they definitely will use it against you. Too many one-hit runs have been ended with scouts through the barricades. Now, next Spec Ops, round 3 of the Spec Ops rounds, going into the stealth encryptions now. Should be spawning at any second now. See if we can time it in 3, 2, 1. No, never mind. Oh, there it is. Going into there. Missing a couple of them, not missing the fizzle cycle. Seeing 2 there, and looks like the last one's gonna be in the back corner. We shall see. Looking around for it. Oh, it's in that corner over there. Taking it out. Once again, he's been holding from a very strange angle. Most people sit in the back of this hallway and just let them come to them.
Analyzing system. Data extracted. 5 override tokens found. Advance to next system node and take it.
There it is. Well, he did go through that last hold. I apologize again for the issues. I have no idea what's going on. He's back in. We had this same issue with the commentator earlier today, but that happened after the run rather than during. Jeez, it seems issues with incoming rather than outgoing rather than incoming. But taking out the first room. Going through the corners now. Into the top bracket, or shooting up on the top of the red room there. Looks like he's cleared out most of it rather than the 2 Sosigs that like to hang out at the bottom there. Could be going to the next or the last supply point, trying to get in his final rolls of the game. Possibly looking for a battle rifle or a better AR. Getting what appears to be an assault. Oh nope, that's a battle rifle roll in the back there. Will he take it? That's the real question. Not shaking his head, but he does it anyway, getting the Scar H with the 20 round or 30 round magazines. Kicking it old school. Probably going to be, checking for new ammo types. Doesn't appear to be getting anything that he likes, or it's just more FMJ. However, the Scar H is going to give you a whole lot more stopping power than the AK. Don't know if the armor penetration is going to be better because of the AP tip on the AK bullets, but we shall definitely see. Adjusting his sights there to make sure he gets the proper circular picture. Looks like he just alerted a patrol on the far side of the map as he just shot that Sosig, but doesn't look like it worries him too much. Possibly going to be recycling. Yep, looks like he's recycling a bunch of his other weapons, looking for some sort of power-up or something interesting here. Could be recycling the AK, or definitely taking off the sight. Might want to drop those iron sights, as looks like he's going to be looking through those in order to see the scope. And as Baldrickk said, it's not going to really the armor piercing capabilities are not going to matter much until hold 3 or wave 3 of hold 5, due to every other guy that's coming in is not going to be having any sort of armored faceplate. They're going to have at most the gas masks, which will just it'll fracture hollow points, but that's about it. All right. Looks like he is sticking with only grabbing another battle rifle. To be fair, 2 scars is better than 1. Although he is going to recycle it. I don't know what he'd be using that token on. Anyways, might have been better to just hold on to that as a secondary weapon, seeing as he's not even going to use that token. But who knows until the end. Taking out the first guy of the first wave. Looks like a pretty solid start. The other 2 spawn up there. However, the Sosig is utilizing cover better than we've seen so far, beyond the guy who is dancing around the purple pillar in the purple pillar room. Dealing with the stealthy cryptors now. Had a grenade thrown at him, so he needs to get the hell out of there right quick, taking out the rest of that wave. Next one should be spawning in a moment. So we hear one to his left and behind him. Looks like he's run out of ammunition here. Should be reloading pretty quickly there. Not too bad. Taking out the Sosigs and the last 2 stealth encryptions. Or last 3 stealth encryptions. I promise I can count. Mostly. At least as well as Valve can. Going to the next wave now. This is the swarm wave, so it's going to be dealing with a whole lot of Sosigs coming at Mach 5 speed. So he doesn't want them to be stacking up. He missed the aerial stealth shot. I did see the aerial stealth shot. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Looks like he's having a couple issues with either tracking or he's posting up against the barriers on accident, which does happen more often than I like to admit. Take out the fast waves pretty quick, not letting them stack up too much. However, it looks like he could be having a couple in one of the hallways, just waiting around for more of their friends to come along. These come very quickly. Getting hit from behind with a submachine gun there. Taking a whole lot of damage. He's at less than half health as the agile encryptions come in. Might want to pop a health Sosig soon. He's dealing with these swarm waves. Looks like he's going to be waiting for the agiles to slow down. And he's going to be using his submachine gun, popping the heads there. Looks like no penetration power does not matter here, as he's absolutely dominating those guys. Forgetting that there's no mag release on the UMP-45 and struggling a little bit. But he does manage to get a new magazine. Looks like he might have to focus on getting some of these Sosigs out of the way first before he switches to focusing solely on agiles as they're throwing grenades and every which way of bullets all around him. Last agile's right there, and he takes it out. Swarm wave over. Looks like he can breathe a little bit for another couple of moments. That UMP did work, but I don't think it's going to be much use here outside of dealing with the regenerative encryption. Taking out the first guy there. Looks like he's having some issues with penetration power, but he's finding them pretty well on those range shots. And yes, Sosig fingers are allowed. They don't give much of an advantage, and as Baldrickk says, but why? Taking out those breachers, having these rounds ricochet directly off the faceplates. He is stunning them, but that just means they can get back up and regroup with their friends. He has an AA-12 come up behind him. He is absolutely out of luck. Having some issues with geometry there. Taking out some of these Sosigs. Having some of their grenades fly at him, too. Getting a pretty quick reload, and the regenerative encryption is here, but he might have to take out the next wave before he does much of anything with that. So he could also just elect to ignore them. On 2,000 health now, dealing with one sniping at him from afar with either a P90 or the big boy gun. I forget what it's called. I believe it's the M60. Dealing with 2 waves out now. That's 6 O6 here. He would be having some problems since he doesn't have any penetration. That AK might have been very useful here. And he gets taken out at the end. A very good last stand, however, not enough. Going to go in and talk to the runner now. How's it going, SirFappingson?
Immensely frustrated.
I am very sorry
fun.
about that. That was a fun one to watch, though.
Oh, God. Oh, well. Gave it my all.
So, you had some very good rolls there in the beginning with the, I believe, the static and the first part, and only gave you 3 of each, so you were able to clear those out very fast.
Yes.
How did you feel going into the run?
To begin with, starting off with the bolt action, it's usually a decent start because I can run with those pretty easily. You know, a headshot will kill everything, so it's just like, you know, point and shoot for the most part. Managed to get the UMP, which made things, and then immediately rolled plus B hollow points, which made things very easy until hold 4, because I kind of just got, was it low capacity assault rifles, whatever, and just thought, you know, plus B hollow points will do me pretty good against the face masks. Then final hold comes around and all I can get is the MK17 twice. Should have re-rolled it if I'm honest. I shouldn't have tried to just buy it again. Was hoping I'd get at least some like AP for it, but it ended up not, which was an issue, which made the level 3 armor sausages frustrating to deal with because I was having to try and knock them all over and shoot them in the side of the head or something, which just passed a certain number with, what is it, a 25 round magazine or whatever. It just isn't possible effectively. So part into hole 5, I knew I was starting to get overwhelmed and the UMP wasn't going to cut it with hollow points. So I had to rely on the MK17 and just it wasn't enough in the end. So really good up until beginning of hole 5 basically.
All right. Well, aside from that, I was so why would you actually thinking of a couple questions right now. Baldrickk, do you have anything to ask?
No, not really.
Right. Well,
Sorry.
I was gonna say you had a pretty good strategy there for the agiles. You didn't really let the SO6 stack up too much in the hallways and then rush you all at once. So that was a very good move there, and you took out the agiles in a pretty good manner and pretty quickly.
I always find it's much easier to thin the sausage out and then worry about the agiles, because when they're really quick, you just panic and you waste your magazine and then you get overwhelmed. So I take the time penalty of waiting just a moment for them to become actually consistently shootable, and it means I have like more of a magazine left to deal with surprise sausages. And it's much less stress inducing when I can just go, I'll clear the room, get a couple of agiles, clear the room, get a couple of agiles, and they get progressively easier and faster to shoot.
Right.
I actually do have a question.
Mhm.
You rolled away the AK, even though it was 10 rounders only. They were armor piercing, would have given you it would have been a good fallback weapon for the 3rd phase of hold 5.
Yes, I do realize that now. I was overestimating the penetration of what is this, 762 non-AP.
Very
Yeah.
well.
I'm gonna see if the
So,
chat has any questions real quick too. I liked the jump, or the stealth jump kill that you did there at the end. That was
I do like to do little drop
it's
kills
pretty good.
when I can.
And your strategy, how long did it take for you to get a good strategy for hold 3? Because you seem to be very confident in what you were doing there.
It's mostly just audio. It's just listening for exactly where they're coming from, which ones come from where first, like knowing how far they are away from me and just being able to point to each door in succession. So if I hear, they're coming from this door, but the other one I can also hear, but it's closer, I'll turn around and deal with the other one first, and then turn back around and deal with the other ones that are coming at me. Because if I've got corners I can work with, I can guarantee that when I'm shooting at a SOSIG that I'm not going to get shot in the back until I start shooting and they start rushing me, so I can take one out guaranteed, and I should have just a moment to turn around the corner and take them by surprise. So it's something I've done for a while, and it seems to work pretty well.
Nice. Well, there are a few questions from chat, and one was asking if you or Diamond Maiden or Diamond Aiden asked if you struggled at any points because I didn't see much shakiness there.
Well, really the only point I'd say I properly struggled was Agiles always do give me a bit of a run around, especially if I don't have a good weapon for it. Like if I'm halfway through a run and I've got stuck with a bolt action or something, Agiles are just infinitely frustrating to deal with. But you know, if I've got a decent weapon, then I can, you know, clear the room and stuff. So Agiles always do get to me a little bit, and they make me panic more than the other encryptions. And then obviously the end of hold 5 was very frustrating because it's a bunch of level 3s and I don't have the penetration to deal with them, so I'm having to run around corners to try and get a reload off, and by the time I've done that, another 3 have spawned and I've got to try and knock them over, and then I've also got to deal with the, you know, the regenerative. And if you've got a good high capacity rifle, like even if it doesn't have very good penetration like 5.56 or just non-AP, just by capacity alone you can knock down level 3s and shoot them in the back of the head. Like, you know, if you get the 50 round or 100 round or 150 round snail drums, you can just spray at them and you'll kill them eventually, and then you can, you know, double back from the SO6 to the regeneratives pretty easily. But when you've only got 20-25 rounds to deal with, it's very difficult to balance how much you're shooting the regenerative versus how much you're shooting the SO6, which take, you know, a quarter of a magazine each if you can't knock them over properly. It's an annoying balancing act if you don't have the right magazine for it, mostly, I'd say.
Well, it appears we only have one question left, and that would be, why hot dogs?
Because I hate them.
That is
Nah, hot dogs are
absolutely
great.
understandable.
They taste nice and they deserve to be eaten and nothing more.
All right.
Oh no,
Well-
there was also, why is it dark now in 2018?
Oh,
Why hot
simpler
dogs?
times.
Why is
Why
it so dark
now
here
in
2018? And do you see a light, or is that just your cell phone?
Oh man, I wish it was just my cell phone.
All right. Well, it appears that seems to be it. So
All right.
good luck in
Thank
your
you
run.
very much.
Baldrick, has his opponent run yet?
Yes.
Yes,
Right,
and I've
do you ha-
lost. I'm
Oh.
out, which is irritating.
Should
Better.
we confirm the score?
Yes, Baldrick, that's on you.
Yep. I've just lost it. Okay, so that is a final score of 100. I've just mistyped it. Give me 1 second. There we go. So that is a final score of 123,564. Your opponent scored 134,400. So unfortunately, that is it
I am.
for you
Oh well.
yourself in this tournament.
It appears the curse lives on.
Whittling goes
Baldrick.
through.
Well, it appears
So-
Baldrick's curse and the main stage curse does still hold true somewhat.
Damn it! I was really hopeful until the last hold. I was so hopeful.
You did have some pretty good times there. Aside from a couple issues with the recursives, you were killing it.
Yes, I was.
All right.
Felt like I was doing well, but well.
Well, I'm gonna go in and go into the commentator booth to end the stream off. So have a good one,
It's been good having
SirFappingson.
you.
It's been
Yes,
great
thank you
having you
very
here in the
much.
tournament, and I hope to see you in future tournaments as well.
Yes, I will definitely be coming again. I think this was a ton of fun.
All right. In that
All
case.
right, catch you guys later.